Bam, we're live. Check out this sound. This is when I put on my headset this morning. This is what I heard. Listen. This is the Rodecaster Pro, like my 7th one. Ready? Rodecaster Pro 2 or something. Listen. You hear that? That's because the phone's hooked up, and then as soon as I disconnect the phone, Bluetooth. Man. I think this is the only equipment that I don't think I have a choice. I think I have to have. I don't think they have a competitor, so it's what I'm stuck with. Annoying though, just like, ugh. Just work. It's not cheap. I guess it's not expensive either. It's a $500 piece of equipment, and it does a lot of shit. And I guess as long as, like, if I don't mind, here, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to rehook it up now just in case someone were to call in. And that's why it's, that way it's hooked up. Bam. Let's see. Okay. So someone calls in. There we go. Good morning. Jayson Hopper's coming on the show today. I don't. That's a great question. Does Black Magic or AJA make one? I'm not sure if they make one that takes a phone. I just haven't seen one that takes a phone. Mary, good morning. Takes a phone. Allows a phone to be hooked up to it with a live call-in number. Good morning, Mary. I'm standing on my rock pad. I'm sitting on it with my feet on it. Would be more accurate. Miss Pugface, it's been a minute. Good to see you. Good morning. Vindicate. I think about you every morning, Travis, when I get dressed. Not when I put my pants on, but when I put my shirt on. Caved Astro, there are competitors to Rodecaster, but they suck. Speaking of competitors, you know who's a competitor of the show? I forget the name of her podcast. Glinton Things. Maybe that's the name of it. Glinton Things. She was a guest on the show, and now she has her own podcast. Oh yeah, here it is. And she has one that's called, she has a new one out. She interviewed someone from Gays Against Groomers. She also texted me and told me she liked my haircut. Oh my God. Really? Really? Are you fucking kidding me? I know what.
What's up?
I know what happened.
What are you talking about?
I know what happened. You just rolled out of bed. You didn't warm your voice up.
About 90 minutes ago.
No, you did not. You woke up 90 seconds ago. You still have that dry stuff in your mouth. I watched you backstage. You're still waking up.
That was a bagel, dude.
Oh, okay, good. All right. So you're even fueled.
Yeah.
Well, some refined sugars just to get you turbo fueled, like you're about to do something important.
I just put deodorant on because I was getting sweaty pits.
What have you, since you've been, hi, thanks for coming on, dude. I'm excited.
Good morning, dude.
I sense a trend.
You sense a weekly rhythm?
I don't know, weekly, don't get crazy, but I sense something. Even your wife's only monthly. Just be cool. monthly. Be cool.
Good morning, bro.
I wanted to match your swig and swallow. Good to see you.
Good to see you, dude. You've been good.
Hey,
is it just us this morning?
It is.
Sweet.
The most popular show on YouTube that this podcast has done in the last 30 days was when last time you were on.
You're lying.
No, I'm not lying. And the Rogue Invitational was huge for us. That week was massive for us, the number of views. But Sousa pointed out to me last night at 8:32 p.m. He said, "Wow, the last time that show we did with it was you and Hiller, and then when you got off, Hunter came on and analyzed you, and that was our biggest show."
I saw that. I stayed on for a little bit and listened to what he had to say.
That was our. What did you think about his analysis? He's concerned about your mindset.
I mean, he just doesn't know me.
Yeah, that's true. He doesn't know you, but he was very sober in his analysis, and he's a champion, right?
Yeah, he was, but I mean, at the same time,
he wasn't mean.
No, he wasn't at all. But I feel like there were some things that he didn't learn all about me in the time that I was speaking, in the 45 minutes that I had to tell y'all like what was going on. So I mean, from his point of view, I mean, sure, but like he doesn't know. He's never seen me compete.
Right.
He's never seen like my history. He's never seen, like, I think the first thing he said was like, I like already subconsciously lost or something. But from like, from the 45 minutes that he got to know me, I mean, if that was his conclusion, then sure. But I mean, for you or for anybody who's seen me compete, like, I do have a killer instinct about my, about the work that I do. Like I'm not just going to go and purposely lay an egg at a competition. Like I'm going to go and I might not win. I might not, show up and do my best, but I'm like, I'm gonna hunt. And so for him to be like, I subconsciously lost, there's a lack of understanding about who I am there.
Let me ask you this. There's this, and bear with me here. I'm going to speak in sweeping generalizations, but there's kind of like this religious credo, right? So everything happens for a reason. It was God's plan, right? Or like the Buddhists would say, don't argue with reality. Or, if someone died in your life, the Christians, your Christians might gather around you and be like, remember that it's all part of God's plan.
Yeah.
And when athletes say that, and I may be mischaracterizing you, so I apologize. But when athletes say that, you had a little bit of that attitude last time you were on, like, I'm just going with the flow. I understand that there's been some hardships and some hurdles, and I'm working through them, and I can handle it. It's like, it's okay. But I think what athletes, people want to hear, or they think that they want to hear, is, I'm fucking pissed. I'm coming back harder and stronger. Fuck this bullshit. I'm a fucking caged animal. You know what I mean? Like right. And so to you, who I think is a deeply moral, high valued man, I don't know. Does any of that resonate with you? I don't even know what I'm asking, but does any of that resonate with you? That there's two sides of you, like, fuck you, I took 30th, but like, let me just show you one thing real quick before you answer that. This is why it's hard to say that you're not the future of the sport. This is absolutely maybe the most fucking athletic thing we've seen in the history of CrossFit. Now, maybe there's equally athletic things, but this is absolutely nuts what you did here. This is against the great Fikowski, who didn't have one fucking error, and you completely blow him out of the water. This is from the Rogue 2023 Invitational. Watch this. This is the dual event. Fikowski's having a perfect run, and you're already breaking ahead. Look at that. Look at that lean you have. You have to slow down. He doesn't even have to lean. Look at the way you grab the bags. And then that transition as you attack the bucket. Dude. Holy shit, dude. This is nuts.
I mean, sure, you could say there are like moments like that bring out that part of me, and
You think that's a different you right there? That's not just like, hey, all of those things happen to fall in your bucket, but that's also a different Jayson. That's like you. Is that you running at a 10? Hot? Perfect?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, I was having a lot of fun out there, for sure. I mean, but at the same time, like, you could look at you could see that athleticism and be like, oh, he's like the future of the sport. But then you have to also put on the same token, like, I can't do a bar muscle up or on a log like these other people are naturally just doing it. And so, like, there's like, why does my athleticism come out in those moments? Like, why does it look so good? Like, oh, he's like night and day faster than all these other athletes, but like, I can't figure out how to do a pullover when all these other athletes are just naturally, picking it up, and so, like, there is yes and no. Like, there are some things that are limiting me from being like the future of the sport, that I have to just figure out. And so if people are going to say like, hey, look at that footage and say, hey, like, future of the sport, he's like the most athletic in the sport. Like, you also have to, on the same token, bring up the fact that there's some things that I'll struggle with.
And strong like bull. I mean, the way you move the bag.
I mean, most of that's just grunt work. I mean, I mean, we know that I'm not going to struggle with anything that's like, just put your head down and go as fast as you can. I think my Achilles heel is going to be stuff that I have to like think about,
So when is it like, this is God's plan and fuck you, I'm not happy with this? How do both of those live in you?
It's both and at the end of the day, none of us are in control. And so like when I go out there and give my best, it's me obviously working, but at the same time, it's like, my beliefs. I'm not in control of my own destiny. And so it's a both and type thing, like I give my best, and, I also believe that where I end up is orchestrated by God. I mean, I know it doesn't sound like very, like it doesn't make sense, but it's a mystery, and that's what you just gotta. That's why obviously we have an entire religion per se on faith, is like you got to live with that faith, the fact that He is in control. But that doesn't make me just lay down and act like hey, God, just take care of everything. No, like I have a responsibility in my life to steward the things that I have, and it's a both and thing. It's a partnership, if you will.
I want to look at that word responsibility. So you take 30th at the games and you explain to us in a way that I've never heard any other athlete ever explain. It was the best part of that last podcast, where basically like you explain what kind of like an emotional wound is. It's like, hey, you put in all this hard work and then you didn't get what you want. It's kind of like you washed your car and then you parked it at the mall and you came back and like 30 birds shit on it. And after you spent 3 hours washing your brand new car, you're like, what the fuck?
Dude, I've heard you like, ever since that podcast, I've heard you like tell like at least 5 people that's the best way I've ever
I never understood it. I never understood what it meant to be like emotionally wounded, like in sports. It always just sounded like some just pussy shit to me. But like I get it. Now I fully get it. It's like, because I see my kids get like that all the time. They build a Lego tower and the dog comes over and knocks it over, and they're fucking like they see all their work just not. Yeah. They don't get what they want from their hard work.
Right.
So that happens to you, and you come back and you simultaneously are trying to heal that emotional wound, but still train. So you find some happy middle ground with about half the training. Instead of 4 hours a day, you go to 2 hours a day. Right. Yeah.
I mean, some days most days I woke up and, I headed to the gym and, I did your generic class strength, like build to a heavy in 20 minutes. Like there was not much structure to a lot of the things I was doing. I'd go in there, pick a few things that I, wanted to do in a Metcon, throw something together. I obviously talked to Jake about this stuff. Like we collaborated. But a lot of it was I was so turned off to a lot of the things in training, like accessories, like any sort of like skill stuff. Like I was like so fed up with, doing a bunch of strength stuff. Like I just wanted to go there and really just hurt. Like I just wanted to go to the gym and, be in there for, 90 minutes to 2 hours, get the work done, and then get out of there. Like there wasn't a whole lot of motivation to be around, honestly. And so yeah, I had to balance that with, obviously I had the second biggest competition of the year coming up in a month. And I obviously I want to be there. Like I want to do well at Rogue, but at the same time, in the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm not going to be completely ready for this. And so, yeah, like I accepted that, for sure. And so like, it was tough to manage for sure, because like at the same time, like I wasn't the most motivated. Like I didn't want to be at the gym all the time. And there was better days sometimes. And then there was, tougher days, but from a general consensus, like looking back on the last, 2 months, most of the days I was kind of like, I was dragging ass, honestly. Just checking boxes, going through the motions.
Between the games and Rogue.
Between the games and Rogue, yeah.
Hey, did you want to go to Rogue? And specifically, like, so when I schedule a podcast, I want to do it, and then the night before, I'm like, what did I do? Do you know what I mean? And then it doesn't go away until I come. It actually doesn't go away until I come in here and I see you, and then it goes away. But up until the very second the podcast started, there's a little tiny part of me is like, why'd you schedule this? You know what I mean? Like I could be sleeping or like eating a bowl of cereal or fucking masturbating or something.
There was like this feeling of, obviously when we go into a competition, there's a lot of anxiety and, stress and nervousness for all of us. And so, like the month leading into Rogue, I wanted to be there, but I also didn't want to at the same time. Like I wasn't ready. Like I didn't know how it was going to go. I wasn't doing a lot of, I wasn't very strong in the month of October, and I knew Rogue would be really heavy.
Physically strong?
Yeah. I mean, I just didn't have my squat. Like I wasn't, peaked at like my squat and my like Olympic lifts. Like if we had to max out a snatch, like there's no way I would be hitting 300 or, stuff like that. And so like going into Rogue, there was like this bit of like, this, I don't want to go and like crap the bed again, honestly, because that wasn't fun at the games. And I just didn't want that to happen again. And so dealing with that, like that burnout of like, I just wasn't getting ready for this competition. And that made me feel like pretty hesitant about going, because it was such a big opportunity. And then obviously when I got there, whenever you get nervous, you're like, oh my goodness, like you kind of like flee from those feelings. Like you're like, I'd rather be doing something else. And this is honestly I think I could speak for most athletes. But before we honestly go out for that first event, we're all like, why do we choose this sport?
Yeah.
I mean, that's all of us. And so, that day leading into the first event, there was definitely those thoughts of like, what have I done?
that was that crazy run event too, right?
Yeah.
And then the second they say go, that's all out the door.
All out the door.
Yeah, that's awesome. I wonder.
I think that's like what Hunter, when he said like I subconsciously lost, that was his. That's where he's lacking some understanding with me, is like I do have killer instinct when it comes to like those style workouts, and I feel like when he says like I just automatically lost, as soon as we went, like they said go, like everything went out the window, like everything else, and it was all about winning. It was all about racing. It was all about like, how can I just headhunt right now? And obviously I didn't win that event. But I mean, you get the idea. Like,
but you could have.
I don't know, man. Jeff is pretty good.
Family Fit 6, funny story. My son went up to Jayson Hopper to say hi, and Jayson Hopper asked him who his favorite CrossFitter was. My son proceeded to say Justin Medeiros.
I don't remember that.
You're a good dude. Thomas Stroud. Hopper's an insanely self-aware human being.
Thank you, Thomas. I get that a lot, honestly.
I spoke with him after the 2022 CrossFit Games. He shared his life testimony. He's more cognitive than people give him credit for. Damn.
I could be dumb sometimes, for sure.
Actually humble, not fake humble. I don't know what that's in reference to, but let's just say he's talking about you.
Are you just posting all that? How many people we got live right now?
334. Hey, nice. Was that weird seeing Taylor and Marconi and Matt Torres all together on Pedro's podcast? I was tripping. I didn't even know.
That was pretty weird. I didn't listen to the podcast. I want to go listen to it, but that was pretty weird.
It's like seeing DC superheroes and Marvel superheroes in the same comic. You're like, well, you guys aren't in the same world. Yeah, that was weird.
I don't even know if they have ever met Jake and Taylor, like in person.
It could be because Jake's your coach and Taylor's kind of your thorn in your side.
That's exactly right.
And Matt Torres is just like some imaginary figure in Florida.
That's exactly right.
How crazy is Matt Torres's trip? 5 athletes at the games. That's nuts, right? Do you ever think about what it would be like to be a coach?
Dude, I'm actually pretty close from that. He tells me some of the stuff that, he deals with as a coach, and it's crazy. I mean, all of them. Obviously Matt more because he has more athletes.
He had Fee Sagaffi, Emma Carey, Danielle Brandon, Dallin Pepper, and James Sprague all at the CrossFit Games.
They're all, but I think the hard thing is they're all like so different. So it's kind of like, how do you manage all these emotions?
Nah, those guys are all the same. Dude, what a wild bunch of characters, dude. Did you ever see that movie, Young Guns? It's old.
No.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, it is. I can't think of a more different group of people. Are you an easy athlete to coach?
I can be. I like to have a lot of like say in my programming. Like a lot of these athletes will just get their program and be like, whatever coach says, like I'll just do whatever he says. I'm a lot more hands-on. Like I like to be a lot more collaborative with Jake. And so I feel like there could be some frustrations there as far as like, if I want to do something that he doesn't think is best, there could be some, tension there. Yeah, obviously.
You trust yourself like that? Like, can you give me an example of what you mean by collaborative? Like big,
he'll send me a workout maybe, and like let's say I struggle with bar muscle ups more than ring muscle ups, and he sends me a workout on Monday that has ring muscle ups in them, and I'm like, hey, this may be more effective. This may push the needle a little bit more if we do bar muscle ups here. And I would ask him.
So you can work on them.
Yeah, work on them more than ring muscle ups. And I would ask him, and some days he'd be like, yeah, for sure, go for it. And then perfect. Some days he'd push back and be like, hey, let's do ring muscle ups. And there would be some tension. Or I'd be like, all right, yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously there's a million of these conversations happening. Some days I'm just like, for sure. Yeah, I agree. And then some days I'm like, I could get frustrated. Honestly, depends on where I'm at emotionally that day. Honestly. But that's one example. Or he'll send me like the program, the day before we actually start, and we'd talk about it. And I mean, there's a million different, conversations that could be had, but there has been some, like, I wouldn't say frustrations, because frustration is something that's like built up over time, but I'm more like, hey, can we change this? Like or I'll get the program for the week and maybe I won't see enough of something that I want to work on. Like I won't see enough of, let's say handstand push-ups. Let's say I want to hit this amount of handstand push-ups a week, and I'll get the program and that's a little short or something. I'll be like, hey, can we do more? And he'll be like, no, bad idea. I'm like, but more is better. So me just being a hard head, most of the time he's right. And so it's me just being, immature. But
can you just take something like you were saying muscle ups or the pullovers aren't your best. Can you just take that and be like, hey, in 8 weeks I'm going to be the best in the world at it?
No, I mean, that's pretty unrealistic.
It is. Why can't you can't just take a weakness? I mean, it's not like you're it's not like It's not like you're going for a 400-pound snatch in 8 weeks. It's
I mean,
can't you just find these things that are like that and just fucking attack them and just work them out?
you
Or
can,
is
but
it really at the suffering of other things?
it's just a slap in the face to the gymnasts who have been doing it for years and years and years. I mean, that's why like Pat Vellner's so good at gymnastics, is because he was doing that for years. For me to be like, oh, I can pick this skill up in 8 weeks and be better than you, it's a slap in the face. It would be like someone being like, hey, I'm going to do these C2. I'm going to do a C2 progression on a C2 bike, and I'm going to be better than you on a C2 bike in 8 weeks. I'm like, I mean, you can try, but I mean,
well, let me put this out there, and I know it's a bad example because he's the best that ever did it, but basically Matt went from this being like the worst at the sprint event at the games, or bottom 5, to the best in the world at the sprint event.
yeah,
That's a pretty wild thing to fit. That's a pretty wild thing to fix.
it is. But the thing is with Matt, it was like he didn't grow up sprinting. He grew up lifting, and he has a lot of good body awareness for sure, but he never lacked sprinting capabilities. He just never sprinted.
Okay.
He had like the potential to be a really good sprinter. He just, I guess, I mean, I really don't know his past, but I'm sure obviously he didn't sprint a lot when he was, growing up.
Is there anything you're attacking now with like, you're like, hey, I'm going to fucking crack the code on this. I'm going to be like, I'm going to become the best. Like the bar muscle up thing. Are you like, fuck it,
I don't think I'm thinking about I'm going to become the best, because that's just like so far away. Like I'm pretty realistic about, expectations. I do have I'm not waking up saying like, I'm going to be the worst at this forever. It's never that. It's more of like, hey, I'm going to be good at these things eventually. Like if I just keep pushing the needle, if I keep working, if I keep like learning how to maneuver my body around things properly, then I'm going to be a lot better than I am now. But to say like,
to turn a weakness into a strength, it would be fucking crazy for your confidence. A weakness,
yeah, it would.
Into a strength.
It would. The thing I have a problem with is, for some reason, there's a lack of body awareness that I have. Like I'm sure I could be athletic and, you can say all those things, but I do have a lack of ability to move my body efficiently around things. And I think it takes time for me to learn these things. Like it takes time for me to learn a pullover the correct way. And what is happening in the sport and in these competitions is these things are being brought up at last minute. And I'm not like prepared enough to like the log muscle up. Like it's not that I couldn't do a log muscle up. It's the fact that I haven't been like preparing for that log muscle up to the point where like I would be able to compete in a competition and do really well in. At the end of the day, it just takes time for me.
But if it was jumping over something, you could jump over 50 different things better than anyone else because that is something that you're good at, jumping over shit. And so if they change it to a bale of hay or a log, or you could adapt to that. But you're saying, as far as you're saying, like something like a muscle up, you're not even the best at a muscle up. And so then when they change the kind of muscle up, it's even harder for you.
Yeah, exactly. But I've also like I grew up jumping over stuff.
Right.
I grew up running. I grew up doing all these things. It just takes time for me to actually like learn these things. A lot of these guys, like, they'll see something for the first time and, they'll just easily pick it up. And no matter how athletic I am, like, it's just tough for me to. And so I need time. That's why it's super crucial for me to like actually be prepared for these competitions. Like think about everything that could possibly show up and start drilling them like now. Or else like they'll release something, I don't know, when we're there. And if I haven't touched it, then I mean, it's most likely it could be bad because it just takes time for me. And that's not a bad thing. I I just need to make sure that I am prepared way, before time.
That 4-inch log that you did the bar muscle ups on, what do you think the people at home don't know about it? Like, so what's something from touching that the people at home, is there anything that stands out that when you touched it, you're like, oh, people have no fucking clue at home watching this?
Yeah, it's more like a strict bar muscle up, honestly. Like you can't exaggerate the kip. And I feel like you have to have so much body awareness when it comes to like a strict muscle up, a strict bar muscle up, and like knowing how far to like actually kip and how much you can't kip in that like moment. And I just don't have that. And so like a lot of people say like, well, why can't he do like it just can't be that much harder than a bar muscle up. And at the end of the day, it just is for me. And I feel like people don't understand like that there's a certain way to do the bar muscle ups the most efficiently, in the most effective way. And other than that, I don't know if there was anything that
Is that thing slippery? Is it crazy? No, it's not crazy smooth.
It's pretty smooth, yeah.
But not slippery.
No, we all had our hands and fingers taped for the most part.
And so you get a little bit of purchase on there with the tape?
Yeah.
You ever turn the tape the other way around so it's really sticky? Are you allowed to do that?
How would it stay on your fingers?
Dude, I don't know, fold it or something. Layer it. Are you allowed to do anything like that in CrossFit? Are you allowed to put, what's that stuff they put on your hands in baseball?
Pine tar.
Yeah, are you allowed to do stuff like that? Are there rules on that?
I'm not sure. I mean, they probably wouldn't like check your hands unless they saw something on your hands.
They would need, one person needs to do it before it becomes illegal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think. Go ahead.
Did your hands rip at Rogue?
I got a little rip, but not as bad as some other folks.
Did you see some nasty shit?
Dude, that log messing people up. I mean, I didn't do all the log muscle ups, so I got lucky. But yeah, that and the monkey bars messing people up.
How were the monkey bars? Originally, the rule was, I think, that you were going to have to do them unbroken. Did you do them? No one did them unbroken, huh?
No, maybe Noah.
What gave when you're on them and you want to come down? What gives? What's the weak point? Your hand, your grip, or your shoulders, or?
Yeah, your grip, and it was slippery. I think no one knew whether to wear grips or not, because it was pouring, and we didn't know if the grips would make it worse or help. And so a lot of people were going out with tape, a lot of people were going out with nothing, and a lot of people were going out with grips. So no one really knew. But for me, it was slippery, but the grips were definitely the move. So I got kind of lucky. I actually did the first round without grips, and because I was fresh, I was able to actually just get through them. But the second round, I was like, I have to have grips, or this will get bad.
And so, you just had them dangling, so you just used them?
No, I had them flip backwards, and then second round forward.
And some guys didn't have that. They didn't wear them out there. Why wouldn't you wear them out there just in case?
I don't know. You should ask them.
The first time I interviewed you, you were at a church and you were working there.
Yeah.
Are you back at that church?
Do I work there?
Do you work there, or do you attend it now?
No, I attend a different church.
How come you don't attend that one?
You
had a falling out?
No. Just new scenery. I grew up in that church. That was like the only thing I knew, and I think I just needed to take a different step in the journey.
Is switching churches like switching coaches? Is like you go over there, you got to tell the pastor, hey, good, thank you for introducing me to God. It's been good my first 20 years. I appreciate, but I'm switching to. Is that an intense shift? Is there like a betrayal or a?
It's kind of similar, honestly. Now that you mentioned that, because people think that church is sort of for them, and they go there to like get fed, if you will. And they'll leave churches if like it's not working out. As far as like they're not getting what they're looking for. And I guess it could be, similar to coaching, is like, it's never like the coach's problem. It's always you, or it's never your problem. It's always the coach's problem. And I feel like it's kind of like that with church. It's like, hey, it's never my issues. It's like the church isn't feeding me. The church is doing this wrong. The church. So yeah, I mean, for sure. I think there's some similarities for sure.
Like, so you go there, and and when you say fed, you're looking for,
yeah, like
stories or guidance or connection to God. That's the stories and guidance and connection.
Yeah, it's a little bit deeper than that. Like a lot of people, whenever you go to church, I mean, you're looking for, you want to get taught. You want the Bible to be preached. You want worship to be, like obviously spiritual. You want it to be, you want to leave being encouraged. You want to leave, you want like a good community there. There's so many factors that you want in a church. And what the problem could be is like you leave and the teaching isn't very good, like you're not leaving, like it's very like basic. It's for like the non-believer or something. Like it's not like, it's not hitting where you want it to hit, worship's not very good, or like there's so many factors that you could like not like about the church that you go to. And a lot of people will leave because like they want something that will, reach whatever they're looking for. A lot of that thing, they're looking for a perfect church, which is an unrealistic idea, because all churches have flaws. And yeah, I mean, a lot of people would just look and keep looking and never be satisfied. And I don't know. What did you ask about the question?
Let me read this, and then I'll bring you back. Wad Zombie, he's giving like a hypothetical, like someone might, like your pastor might call you and be like, I saw you at the Holy Eternal Faith Instagram account. When were you going to tell me? So it is like that. Like, why did you switch churches?
I switched
Did you
because
want something to hit different. Your best friend switched churches.
No. I left because I worked there and I grew up going. And so like when I quit my job to do CrossFit, there was this like, it's kind of hard to explain. I felt like going there was still my job.
Oh, yeah.
I had to start somewhere new for sure.
That's what it's like when I hang out with Greg, because he was my boss for so long, but now he's not my boss. But it's weird. It's a little weird. Like I'm still ready. I'm still ready to serve. I'm like, what do you need?
Yeah, exactly. So like,
need?
I didn't have any, like I wasn't like working there, but I would still show up and feel like this obligation to like.
And you wanted to show that there as a parishioner, not an employee. Is that right? A parishioner? Is that what it's called?
A parishioner? I just wanted to be a layman.
A parishioner.
A layman. Look up layman.
No, don't tell me what to do. A person who goes to a particular local church, a parishioner. You just wanted to be just like a regular attendee.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're so not regular. It's never going to happen.
So yeah.
And so you come back home and you do that, and how has
come back home from what?
From Vermont, from HWPO summer camp.
Oh, yeah, okay. We totally just changed the subject. You didn't tell me.
Well, that's when you change churches.
No.
Oh, you changed churches before you moved. You changed churches before you went up there.
I changed churches when I quit my job in 2021.
Oh, like right away. Okay.
Yeah.
I told myself a story in my head that you went away to HWPO, and when you came back, that's when you switched.
No. Okay. I didn't go to church in Vermont.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh, well, I think we just cracked the code, the problem.
That's probably one of the biggest reasons.
Yeah. Why didn't you do that?
Because we train on Sunday.
Oh, and now do you train on Sunday?
No.
Oh shit. You didn't have to have a sit down with Matt and be like, look, listen, we got to work around Sunday. Oh,
No, because
you got punished by God. Now I'm getting the whole thing. Yeah, it gets weird. It got weird. Yeah, it totally got weird.
On the last episode, I told you I made CrossFit an idol, and that's kind of what I meant. Is like I put it above a lot of other things in my life, just because I always said, hey, this is only for a little while. Like things will get back to normal, after things are done. And dude, like it just doesn't work that way. And so, yeah, like for when I was in Vermont, I just didn't go to church. And we just kind of put, God on the back burner. We gave him leftovers.
So after you got off the show, it was a lot for me to process, and I was processing it, and I'm processing it. And here's one of my pushbacks on you. Okay, you ready?
All right.
When I had an internship, and I had an internship in LA, and after the internship was over, it was at a television studio, big studio, and they said, "Hey, we want to hire you on. You're really good. We want to hire you on to produce a TV show." And I'm like, no, I wanted to go home, back up to Northern California. And I'm like, and I made up this story. I'm like, no, I got to go home. My mom wants me home for the summer. And I told my mom that, and I got fucking, slapped around. She's like, don't ever fucking use me as an excuse ever again. Right.
Okay.
And when I heard you say that thing about the idol, I got my spidey sense went off. And I was like, maybe Jayson is using God as an excuse as opposed to asking God for support. Did you feel me on that? So like, I was like, maybe he should have been like, God, give me the strength and power to get through this. Not God, I'm sorry, I should have put you first. And like, maybe like I started like thinking, oh shit, I hope he's not like you're putting like God transcends the hierarchy.
Mm-hmm.
And so you don't have to worry about putting him first or second, but you should lean on God as opposed to help you get through those times instead of like have him be a obstacle. Or am I totally misunderstanding? I know it's a little confusing and I'm new to the game, but help me out here. Am I onto something or no?
You are. I mean, at the same time, like I became a Christian in high school, and I have a very like pretty solid foundation with God. Like I'm never gonna completely like disregard him in anything. And so when I say like I made him an idol, it's not like I completely just like said F with you. Like I don't even want to be a Christian anymore for a little bit. Like I still had a relationship with God. There was just some things that were misaligned in my own heart. And it's not like I wouldn't like, pray, read, sing, all the things that like.
You sing?
Yeah, worship.
Okay.
It's not like I would completely like not do those things. They would be very superficial when they were happening. They would be like a check the box. They would be like let's just make sure I'm keeping God at arm's length away. In Vermont specifically, when I say like I made him an idol, is like CrossFit got way more attention than God. And God is not insecure. God's not going to like force his way in my like, he's not going to like force himself to be number one priority. Like if I don't want to be with him, or if I don't want to enjoy him, like he's not going to push back against that. He's just gonna be like, all right, that's fine with me. He is kind and gracious to like continue to chase after you, to want your attention, but he's not going to force himself upon you. And so in Vermont, CrossFit was an idol, and a lot of these things were just they were just put on they weren't prioritized, and yeah, it affected me a lot. What were we talking about to get to this point?
We were talking about what you said last time and about me processing it. Hey, you know what's interesting about that too? The check the box thing too.
Yeah.
I've seen people do that, like who have like with their kids, like they actually just say it, like, "Hey, okay, I spent time with my kids," like, and it's like a box they checked,
Yeah, it's very
and that trips me out. I'm like, "What the fuck? That's not a box you check."
it's I mean, that's pretty unhealthy for sure.
Well, it's wasting your time. If it's just a box, then you're checking, then don't even fucking do it.
Well, I think it has to do with like obviously easing your conscience about making you feel like you did something.
Right, right.
And I think it's the same way with like, being a Christian is like, if I read my Bible today, I could check that box. Like, I can at least feel like I'm getting closer. I can feel like I'm, not completely, stepping away from God. Or if I go to church on Sunday, like I'm at least doing the right thing,
Do you
But
read the Bible?
nothing's really going on in your heart. It's just outward.
Do you read the Bible every day?
Yeah, I tried to, yeah.
And the same one? You have like one, like, hey, that's mine. That's my Bible.
Yeah.
And where does it live?
On my table right here.
Always in the same place? Like,
No, it can move. It can move.
do you ever look for it? Like you come in the house and you're like, fuck, where's my Bible?
Yeah, if I take it somewhere.
What's your wife's name?
Grace Ann.
Grace Ann. You ever be like, hey, Grace Ann, where's my wallet and my Bible? And did you drink all the milk?
I don't take it out of the house. So,
Oh.
I mean, unless I, go somewhere to read it.
Are you a bad looker?
A what?
A bad looker?
No.
I'm a horrible looker. Like, I'll be to my wife, where are my keys? She's like, dude, did you check your pockets? I'll be like,
oh, yeah. Sometimes I can be that way, but then sometimes I find some things that are lost because I just like search for them.
Yeah.
So
I lose something every single day. I always find it, but my wife's so good at it. I think it's made me weak. I rely on her. Where's my wallet?
There was something yesterday that I lost that I kept looking for, and it was right in front of me, and she looked at me and was like, it frustrates me when I'm looking for something and she's waiting for me to find it because it's like right there, but she won't tell me it's there.
Oh yeah, that's you gotta that's fighter. Throw her on the bed and fight her. Throw her on the bed. If you throw a girl on the bed, you can do anything you want to her. But if you like it's not abuse. But if it's like standing up, you can't do it. But you throw her on the bed for that. Jeez. I would go crazy if my wife did that to me. I don't got time for that.
Yeah.
So you go to Rogue. So you come home from Vermont. You're getting your God shit straight. You're settled in. You knowingly are going to the gym, just going through the motions, but kind of like revving the engines down, but staying in shape. You go to Rogue. You know that you don't want to have whatever feelings you had at the game. The outcome there, you didn't enjoy that.
Yeah.
You go to Rogue, and did you enjoy the outcome of that?
The result?
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy it because I'm so competitive, but I can't be mad about it.
Earlier, you sounded like you were pretty cool with it. Let me go back. Let me tone it down a bit. Did you enjoy the experience more than the games?
Oh yeah, for sure. 100%.
Okay. Let me see if I can find this leaderboard. What the fuck is this leaderboard? Oh, here we go. You took 7th place between Dallin Pepper and Travis Mayer, between an old guy and a young guy.
Mm-hmm.
And you could argue that Travis did good and Dallin shit the bed. Man, who knew Jay Crouch was so fucking strong?
Crazy. He didn't.
He's not a big dude, man. That's a petite man carrying a lot of muscle. You know that, right? That's not a big dude. He's not like you.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He's more built like Bruce Lee. Oh, he's gonna hate that.
We were doing the deadlift together whenever it went to like the two platforms, and man, it felt like every single bar was like, dude, there's no way I'm gonna do this. And he'd be like,
really? When you stepped up every one, you were like, fuck, this is getting too heavy.
Yeah, so he didn't even attempt I think 575 because I missed it. So like he barely squeezed out 565, I think.
No, you did get 575. You made it.
No, I'm saying he barely hit 565. I barely hit 565. We go up to 575. I barely make it. No, wait, then he makes it. I'm talking about 585. Whenever we went to 585,
okay,
he saw me not even get it off the ground, and then was like, "I'm good."
Hey, was that a PR for him?
Oh yeah, by like probably 40 pounds.
Holy shit! I really like him.
For both of us, yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, he's cool, right?
Yeah, he is.
He's fun.
Him and Bailey Martin are fools, man.
Oh yeah, I want to get to know Bailey Martin better.
Yeah, they're dope to have on. You should have them on at the same time.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But Jay actually talks now, so like you can kind of have him on by himself too now.
Oh yeah, maybe yeah.
And I like Jay's chick. Was she there?
I don't know.
She's a 4-time games athlete, tiny little blonde girl. Fuck, why can't I remember her name? Someone will say it in the chat. Did you see her there?
I don't know what she looks like.
She's cool. I don't really usually like athlete couples too much, but I like her. How about Laura Horvat commented on your post? Hold on. I want to come back to it. So I'm all over the place. We'll talk about Laura in a minute. So we should call Laura. Oh shit. Rogue's having a five items shipped for $5.
Really?
5 items shipped for $5. I want to click this so bad.
Click what? Oh, that.
But I'm doing a podcast. I'm not shopping. You go to Rogue, you come back, you take 7th, which you could say is equivalent to 14th because there were half as many athletes as the games. If you want to compare,
you cannot.
You want to compare it to the. It's math. What was the best you finished at the games?
7th.
Okay, so you got a first. You got a first at Rogue. And what arguably was the hardest event to get the first in? That was just fucking nuts. Too many moving pieces, too many variables.
Yeah.
The duel. Now you come home, and have you had a debrief with yourself or Marconi or JR or your wife? Like, okay, we're going now. Now we're going to start training for the games.
We have not, honestly. We got back, and then we went. Me and my wife went up to we got a little getaway for a little bit. We went to the Highlands, North Carolina, in the mountains, and so
just the two of you and the dog.
Yep. So we haven't had much time to really debrief, honestly, but for now, there probably won't be too much of a change until I'm like actually like ready to like rev it up. Because no matter what, like there is a little bit of like hunger, like getting back to me after Rogue of like, okay, like I'm looking forward to train, but it's not nearly as like to the point where I want it to be. And so, yeah, we'll see how it goes over the next couple of weeks. But you still don't, whenever you say like, you train for the games, like that doesn't happen until like the last two months of going into the games. And so there will be a lot of like, I'm still in the off season for sure.
So like right after the Open, you start training for the games?
No, I mean, after semifinals, you start training.
Wow. I don't know shit about training. Hey, what was this workout that you got 17th in, event 4?
That was the ring muscle up, strict handstand push-ups. snatches, 10 rounds.
Ring muscle ups, snatches, handstand push-ups. So you're good at ring muscle ups, aren't you?
I mean, average.
And you're good at snatches, right? You got a mean snatch, I hear.
Average.
And you got, how many points did you get in that workout? How can I tell how many points you got in this?
I got like 20 maybe.
Okay, so let's say if you would have gotten 80, let's say if you would have won that, you would have been on the podium.
Yeah, if I would have won it.
Yeah, listen, that was the only workout you had to change. Just think about that. If you took
you could say that about every other guy.
Hey, I'm just saying you're kind of stoked you have a 17th place because there's so much room. Because there's so no, dude, you have the worst finish.
Yeah, but woulda, coulda, shoulda. You could literally say that about any guy. You could say that
besides Rick. You and Ricky Garrard have the worst finish in the top 10 athletes. That's what I'm saying though. But you have a lot of room to finish there, dude. The worst finish that Jeff Adler has is 11th. He has nowhere to go. Just saying, you have a lot of room for improvement.
I got what you're saying. Yeah.
One workout could take you. Like one workout can't take some people. Oh man, but Vellner got a 13th too. Man, Vellner got 2. Man, you and Vellner shit the bed on the last day.
Yeah, we did.
Both of you.
We did. I think that was where it was kind of annoying because I was going into Sunday in 5th place, and then after the first event on Sunday, I was in 4th. And
you got a third. You got a third in it.
Yeah. So I was in 4th place, and I was out of the podium by like maybe 20 points.
Wow. I was at the football game on Sunday, so I missed it. That would have been exciting for me. I would have been like,
yeah. So I was like out of the podium by like maybe 20 or so points, and then so like it's also like I'm at Rogue, and I know I'm like not necessarily ready to be at Rogue, like we were talking about.
Yeah.
But at the same time, but in the reality, it's like I'm in 4th place right now. So how do you like juggle all these emotions?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so like going into Rogue, it was like, hey, like I have no expectations. Like I do want to do well. Obviously, I do want to like obviously be in the top 10, and give my best, and all that jazz. But at the same time, it's like I can't expect with where I'm at mentally, emotionally, physically. I cannot expect to just go in there and like wipe the floor, like and do really, really well. And so like there was like I tampered a lot of expectations and goals because of what we've been talking about over the last month. And so when I'm in 4th place, you can like I was almost feeling that like all this stuff, like I just wanted to throw all of that out the window and like be on the podium. And I felt like this itch again of like getting almost like this greediness.
Ooh, I like it.
Wanting more than I wanted more than like the work that I put in. Like I wanted the result to be there, but I know I didn't put in the work for the result that I wanted. And so like there was like this level of like whatever I get at the end of this day, Sunday, is what I deserve. And so I was annoyed that I finished in 7th when it could have, like I wanted to be 5th. Like after the second event on Sunday, I came at 13th. And that's when I was like, okay, the goal now is like, let's just finish in 5th place. That would be a great like start to this new season. Get cut from the games, barely squeeze into this competition through the qualifier, and then I come in 5th at the qualifier, or the 5th at the actual competition. Like you can't write it up any better than that. So that's what I wanted after going into the last event. I didn't necessarily train like a lot of these other guys trained for this competition. So it's like I'll just take 5th. Like this will be pretty freaking dope if I'd take 5th after everything like that's been going on. When I got in 7th, I was pretty annoyed but at the same time, like I couldn't be mad because of like the effort that I put in to be ready for this comp. Like I deserve 7th is what I'm saying. But I was pretty annoyed that I didn't finish 5th. I felt this like greed of like this greediness of like, I wanted something that I didn't necessarily deserve. And I felt like that was the only frustration. I lost perspective on that going into that last event of like, hey, like I had to like keep reminding myself of like why I was there. I went in without expectations. I tempered all my expectations. I just wanted to, go in there and give my best and do well, obviously, but like remember why I do CrossFit. Like I had to completely take a different perspective than what I was, going for at the games. And so that's what the mindset I went in with. And it did, like I had a lot of fun going in for like that entire comp. Like you could see it on my face. Like I was a lot of smiling. Even on events like I took last place, like I'd walk off and be like, hey, I mean, it's fine. Like this isn't the end of the world, like I'm still enjoying my time here. All that just changed a little bit going into that last event. Like I just wanted, I just thought I was starting to think about things that I wasn't thinking about going into that event. Like what will people think?
Oh shit, you have a 19th too. The only person who got a 19th, no one in the top 10 got a 19th except you.
Yeah. And so yeah, it was like,
listen to these people you're with: Pat Vellner, Jeffrey Adler, Roman Krennikov, Brent Fikowski, Ricky Garrard, Travis Mayer, Jayson Hopper. I mean, it's a crew.
It is. I'm just happy I beat Dallin.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, pretty nice. You're only as good as your last comp.
It's true. It's true. Hey, is there anything you want from the Rogue website?
Will you purchase it for me?
No, I'm just asking.
Nothing good.
Because you just go to JR's gym and he got it all. Do you have a Stairmaster?
Dude, he's pretty fed up with me about like, hey, I'll send him stuff. He'll buy it and then like I won't use it.
Oh shit.
Actually, I don't do that. I actually use all the stuff. What I do say is, hey, we'll split this and he'll buy it. And then I just haven't got back to him.
Yeah, you never paid your half?
So there was like this, I think the first time this happened was in 2021. He bought the first flip sled. This was before the games in 2021. And what are you looking up?
Flip sled.
The thing, like the big old thing that you flip.
That'd be cool, chill.
The
volcano?
The what?
Does he have one of these? Here's a kind of flip sled. Look at this one, the volcano. I know it's not this, but this thing's pretty cool. This is kind of a flip sled.
Interesting. That looks really fun though.
$2,000. The volcano. It looks like you could use it as a yoke.
Dude, JR needs to buy that. Send that to JR.
Okay, go ahead. So you had him buy. I am going to send it to him here.
Yeah. Say Jason wants you to buy this.
Okay. JR. Jason wants this. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So going into the 21 games, they released the pig flip workout. I think maybe 2 weeks before, maybe a week before, we actually left to go to the game. So 2 weeks. And so we had time to hit some of these workouts. And he was like, hey, I'll buy a flip sled. Obviously we used a pig, but you can't buy a pig. So we had to buy a flip sled. And he was like, I'll buy this flip sled. And when you win this event, I want this money back. Because you're going to get like $3,000 for winning this event.
Yeah.
And I was like, deal. Like, no way. Like, this was coming off the Mac too. So I was like, I'm going to win every event.
God, I miss the old Jason. I can't wait to get back.
And so I was like, oh yeah, for sure. I'll be top 3. I'll pay this back. And so he bought it. and I came in like last place.
Did you train with it a lot?
Well, we trained with it a little bit, but I mean, it was like the second event of the entire week. Like I was at the game. It was my second event in the CrossFit Games. Like I was just crapping bricks, bro. And I came in last, and yeah, I haven't paid it back. Let's just say that. So I'm in debt.
So he needs a volcano. It's weird. I don't even see. I typed in flip sled on here. I don't even see it. It doesn't even pop up. Like a shirt pops up. The Rogue flip side shirt.
Can you not?
Flip sled. I tried it as one word and two words.
Let's see.
Yeah, I don't see it. I just get the volcano.
Yeah, I don't know what you got to go to flipsled.com.
No, I never leave Rogue.
Oh, okay. But yeah, that was pretty funny.
Do you use the Stairmaster?
Every now and then, yeah. He has one, JR.
It wasn't that like kind of one of Fraser's secret weapons?
I don't know if he used that going into the games at all. I think he bought that Stairmaster after he retired, and it was like, oh wow,
this thing. I feel like I heard Fraser say he spent a lot of time on that. You didn't do a lot of training on that thing when you were at
No, I did.
You did.
I mean, they mess you up, dude. If you do a zone 2 on that for an hour, dude, I mean, your calves be hurt.
An hour.
Yeah, normally what I would do is go back and forth between a C2 and a Stairmaster.
Holy shit,
dude! But that's dirty, dude.
Jason, do you remember visiting the Ligma house? What's a Ligma?
I have no idea. Let's look it up.
Is that a fraternity? Do they sell? Maybe that's something they sell at Rogue. Ligma House. I'll look on the Rogue website. Ligma House. It took Ligma joke. Ligma joke first gained popularity. Sound Lickmy. It's a sophomoric internet joke. Lick my. It's a joke.
Okay.
Like lick my like.
I got it.
I don't.
Me either.
Thank you. I was feeling stupid. I appreciate you. Even if you do get it, I appreciate you coming back for me. Matt Burns, Jayson Hopper. Great to have you back on the Sevan Podcast. Great to hear the importance of faith rekindled. Did Matt ever suggest you not to go on this podcast?
Never.
Yeah. And we talked about that last time.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. And if he did, I wouldn't even be upset at him, by the way, either. But someone else suggested it to him, but not. Just not Matthew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Moving forward, so when does anything change? Are there any changes in your day? Are you kind of on autopilot now, cruise control? Come back from Rogue, I
want to get good at golf.
I saw that video, but are you still healing? Do you think you're still healing emotionally, or do you think that Rogue it's kind of like it pushed over the memory of the games, right?
Yeah, it did. Just a little bit. But it didn't. It pushed over the memory of the games, but it didn't make me want to train anymore. Doesn't make me want to. No matter how good I did at, Rogue, it still doesn't make me want to put in 3 hours instead of 2.
It doesn't. You're not like, fuck, if I would have just put in an extra 20 minutes a day on this.
That's all hindsight. You never really know.
Right.
What happens if I would have finished 5th at Rogue doing what I was doing? Would that give me do I say, hey, let's just ride the whole 90-minute wave all the way up until August?
Right. Yes, you do.
That would be crazy. But if I came in 5th if I just got 10 more points, then that would be like, I could actually say that and people would be like, you could. But since I'm in 7th, it's like, oh, you probably should put in more time.
What if you get to what if it gets to like time to train, like for the games?
Yeah.
And you don't want to do it? Will you just force yourself to do it?
I mean, that's kind of like when I don't want to do it. You talking about like one day I don't want to do it, or like
No.
like
I
every day?
mean the Open comes and you qualify for quarterfinals, and then for quarterfinals you do it and you qualify for semifinals, and now you're still only training 2 hours a day. Are you like, do you have a sit down with yourself and you're like, oh shit, like now's the time you got to ramp up to 4, and then the little Jayson Hopper inside, he's like, nah, I'm good.
I mean, I feel like if it got to that point, honestly, I would have to just keep doing, what I feel is best, which would be, still training 2 hours.
Ramp up to 4.
No.
Jason, didn't your
I feel like
parents
no,
tell
because
you
I feel like
have to do stuff you don't like to do in life?
yes,
Sometimes there's like a fucking something died under the sink and you got to reach back your hand back there and pull it out. And it's like, it's gross, but you got to do it. Like
you do. And there definitely is a time for that. But
yeah.
This sport is so physically, emotionally demanding that it's a little bit different. Like,
okay,
they expect me to just go run my head into a wall 4 hours a day.
Yeah.
It's different than, hey, there's some chores that I need to do. And I think people don't necessarily see that gray area. They're just think it's like black and white of like, hey, you quit following your feelings. Like, you need to put your head down and just kind of go to work. And, it's just different. It's different. Like I ran my head into a wall for 6 months, like in the summer. Look where it got me. Like, but look what happened when I just like, take a step back. I came in 7th. It's not obviously the greatest, but I mean, it's better than getting cut.
Hey, so dude, when you go to the games this year, I want you to wear a shirt then that says, I only train 60 minutes a day.
there is that line that you gotta to find, because I know what you're saying. Like, there are those moments where it's like, I don't want to do this because I want to be lazy. That's when you got to be like, all right, like, grow up.
I'm completely oblivious to that. Now you're talking about shit I don't know. So go on. This is going to be good for me. Go on, educate me on this. The difference between being lazy and
like knowing what's best for you. Like, let's say a day comes and I'm, emotionally burnt out, like I'm not recovering and I need to take a step back.
Have you ever done a workout and you're like, I shouldn't have done that? I've never had that happen.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
Wow.
We were doing a workout in Vermont, and I asked JR to program it for us. And it was me.
It was at the beginning of the end of your falling out with Fraser when you asked JR to program something for you in Vermont.
No. I asked JR to. I'll always ask JR to send me like a ton of workouts, even with working with H2PO. They were okay with it. But I asked JR to write me a workout. I said, hey, me and Jake Douglas and Kat are going to do a workout together. These are the movements that we need. We want to do some squatting. We want to do some rope climbs. We want to run, and we want to do some push-ups, all with a go ruck. He sends me a workout. I said, hey, I want the time domain to be about 20 minutes. Okay. He sends me a workout. It's with a ruck, 1 mile run, 100 air squats, 75 push-ups, 10 rope climbs, 1 mile run, and then back down. 10 rope climbs, 75 push-ups, 100 air squats.
So the air squats you only do once.
What?
The air squats you only do once. That's the turnaround point.
No, it's 100 air squats, 75 push-ups, 10 rope climbs, 1 mile run, 10 rope climbs, 75 push-ups, 100 air squats.
Oh, okay.
Dude, when I tell you this took me about an hour, All of us, dude. All of us. I was doing air squats. Now this obviously is when, this was deep into games training when things were like already, bad.
Yeah.
Like I was already like pretty burnt out in training. And so like there was no, not much intensity I was giving. And so we got this workout. And I remember doing air squats and doing like one. And then I would sit down on the pig. We had a pig right next to us.
Yeah.
Because it was just laying in the middle of the floor. And I would do like maybe like 2 air squats and I'd sit down on the pig just because I was done, man. And I went immediately into the ice bath and stayed there for like 20 minutes, man. Like it was the worst workout out of all games training. You should do it. I could probably give a little bit more effort now, but it was hot as hell outside.
Tell me the workout one more time. I want to write it down. Tell me the workout one more time.
All right. This is for all the people to do. Send me your times. I know everybody's going to do this.
Okay.
With a go ruck, 30 pounds, 100 air squats, 75 push-ups.
Okay.
10 rope climbs, 1 mile run, 10 rope climbs, 75 push-ups, 100 air squats.
The whole thing.
I was also kidding about it taking an hour. It took more like 40 minutes.
And you take the ruck off after
No, you don't take the ruck off.
So the rope climbs you do with the ruck.
Yeah.
and what about you take it off for the push-up? Surely.
No, what?
Oh my God. Okay.
Dude, when I said I want this to be 20 minutes, JR. I had to take like 2 days off after that.
So there's a point that the difference is being just lazy and not wanting to do it versus, hey, this is gonna make it so I hate training.
Yeah, I think there's a fine line. It's always about the next day when it comes to training. Like, how is this going to affect not only today, but like, how is this going to affect my training tomorrow? How is this going to affect my training next week? How is this going to affect this season? And so like, how is this affecting, all of that? And so whenever you're like, I'm dealing with, whatever it may be, there is a difference between being lazy. Like, let's say a workout, I'm sluggish in the gym and I need to do this. I need to do conditioning, but I don't want to do conditioning. There's a difference between like being lazy and being like, hey, like, I don't want to do this because, I'd rather be doing something else. And my mind is elsewhere versus, hey, I'm pretty beat up right now. I'm going to protect myself. I'm going to protect my sanity. I'm going to protect, I'm going to prepare myself well to be able to, train well over the next week, over the next, month by saying no to this so I can say yes to something else later. I feel like there's a difference, and only I can make that gauge because only I know what's truly going on in my mind. Like no one's going to be able to, know the difference unless it's me.
I've never trained so much to where I would rather be somewhere else. I can think of every day in my life. There's a point where I was like, "Fuck, I wish I was in my garage right now." Like seriously, like every day. But I mean, I don't do what you do. Like I fuck around in the garage. You know what I mean? Like I'm on the endo board. I'm doing some air squats. I'm fucking doing snatches with a 20-pound dumbbell.
Right.
I'm like fucking around. And what you're saying is you go there and you hurt so bad for so long that you'll be in there and be like, fuck, I wish I was somewhere. I wish I was playing golf.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
I wish I was with my wife and my dog walking around, hanging out, laughing with her.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of different scenarios.
That's like when Hiller told me that he's never when he does burpees, he doesn't have cardiovascular fatigue. He's never experienced it. He only experiences muscular fatigue. I can't even fucking fathom that order.
That's interesting. Probably because he's, on the roids.
Juice to the gills.
He's still doing that?
He took like 100 days off. He hasn't started back up again. He's a mess.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
he looks like he looks like a fucking stud surfer now. He looks like Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between, being lazy and,
It's not like that for you when you do burpees. You get metabolically fatigued before muscular fatigue. That makes me feel good.
No, it depends on what it's paired with. But if I'm doing strict handstand push-ups where it's all triceps, and then
Let's say 100 burpees for time. What's the limiting factor? Wind or muscle?
Probably muscle.
Fuck, that's nuts. Yeah, I can't even imagine that.
It just depends on the athlete. I mean, if you get someone short and small, then it's going to be more. It's probably, and who can't really breathe, who's bad at cardiovascular stuff, it'll probably be more cardiovascular. But if you get someone who's really cardiovascular and built with massive arms, then there's going to be a lot of lactate that builds up in those triceps. There's not a whole lot of blood flow.
I was training with my boy Rafa, says Pool Boy. Oh, how was training with my boy Rafa Sanson? He's a good dude.
I was training with my boy Rafa, dude.
Who is Rafa? Oh, I know Rafa. Is that Allison Scudd's boyfriend?
No. Oh. He's out of California, I think.
Yeah, that is him. He's out of California.
No, dude, no.
Huge ass, huge quads, huge quads, black hair. He looks like Pool Boy, kind of. No? Are you sure?
Rafa's my boy. He came up and
Why
trained.
can't your boy be banging Allison Scudds? I don't know, why there's a
married,
problem.
Dude. He's married.
Maybe he's married to her. Let me see.
He's not.
I don't think that's him.
No, it's not. I'm telling you.
Okay, go on. How was training with him? You good dude?
Great dude. He went to semis last year, West Coast semis. He won the first event, I believe.
Oh, is his name Raphael?
Yeah.
Oh, here's a picture of him with a Pool Boy. Oh, I lost it. Oh, he's an HWPO guy.
Yeah, that's how I trained with him. He came up and visited Vermont.
Oh, yeah, look at him with Pool Boy. Oh, he kind of looks like me. He's like the Mexican version of me. Do you keep wipes in the bathroom, Jason? Hard-hitting questions.
No, don't.
I do, but I don't use them. They're for my kids. Jason, are you headed to the Charlotte Classic?
What's a Charlotte Classic?
That's this thing that Taylor does at his gym.
Oh. I might show up if it has something to do with Taylor. No, I'll be there. Maybe. I need to talk to Taylor. I need to call him.
How often do you talk to him?
It comes in waves. Some days he'll text me every single day, annoy me. Some days, won't hear from him. We were actually supposed to do a bike ride. We're looking for a bike ride to do. So before I qualified for Rogue, there's this competition that happened during Rogue, but it's the Grand Fondue, and George Hincapie runs it. He was Lance Armstrong's training or domestique when he was winning the tour.
You use like 3 words there I've never heard of before, but go on. Doesn't matter.
Which word? The domestique?
All of them. The fondue and you're just fucking big dicking me. But I don't mind. I like getting big dick once in a while. Go ahead.
George Hincapie lives in South Carolina, and he was Lance Armstrong. You know Lance Armstrong?
I heard of him. Yeah, he's cool.
What do you mean you'd heard of him, dude? What?
He's a bike rider.
Greatest cyclist of all time.
If you say so.
Anyways, George Hincapie was his domestique. You know what domestique is?
No, like his
servant.
His man child. Oh, his boy toy. Boy toy. Okay.
Domestique in French means servant.
Okay.
It's basically his.
Which one were you gonna do? The Georgia Grand Fondue or the Florida Grand Fondue or the Highlands? The Highlands.
No.
Which
I
one?
mean, it might not be on there because it already happened.
Which one was yours called?
Grand Fondue.
Okay, fine.
But it's none of those because it's already happened.
Oh, stop. It is definitely one of those. Oh, what were the dates on it?
October 31st. It already happened.
And it was September 15th.
No, it wasn't. Go up, dude.
Hold on, October. Here it is. Virginia's Blue Ridge Grand Fondue.
Oh, dude, that's 2024, dude.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see what you mean. It already happened like that. All right.
It already happened.
So he was his domestique. One of your buddies was his domestique.
No, I don't know him. I don't know George Hincapie. Yeah, he was his domestique. He basically was the person that took on the headwind for Lance Armstrong.
Oh, no shit. That's the guy who rides in front of him and then lets George Floyd pass him at the last minute.
George who?
Floyd. What's the guy's name? What's the bike rider's name?
Lance Armstrong.
Lance Armstrong. He lets Lance Armstrong pass him at the last minute.
Yeah, exactly. So that's exactly what that situation is. So he runs this event, the Grand Fondue, and it was 80 miles through some mountains up here. And me and Taylor we're going to do it.
I would crush that shit.
I mean, dude, Taylor doesn't even have a road bike. He was going to buy this bike last minute and just think he could just ride 80 miles. No problem. I'm like, dude, no chance, dude. I've been riding,
Hold on one second. Ken Walters, with all due respect, Sevy, can't you hear it happened already? I know, but just because it happened doesn't mean they pulled it off the website. They keep the old events on the website too. I thought he was that full of shit. I didn't give a fuck that it already happened. It didn't even make sense to me what he was saying. Old events are still, I can still find the 2022 Rogue Invitational on the Rogue website. I think.
No, you can't, dude. It's over, bro. It's called updating, man.
Fuck. Okay, so you're going to do this?
People are living in the future, man. Who cares about the past?
Okay, go on. So you were going to do the Grand Fondue with Taylor. He didn't have a road bike.
Yeah, he doesn't have a road bike. I was the one training for it. This was leading into the games. I was actually training for the Grand Fondue more than I was training for CrossFit. This was before the qualifier. Once I made the qualifier, kind of stopped because I was like, all right, I got to do Rogue. So there's no point for me to keep biking. But I actually enjoyed biking.
Wait, you were training for the Grand Fondue prior to the 2023 CrossFit Games?
No, this was after the CrossFit Games.
Oh, okay. Prior to Rogue. Okay.
Prior to Rogue. So I got back. The only thing I wanted to do was ride a bike.
Yeah.
So I was.
Dude, you're a mayhem athlete.
I'm not, dude.
Okay.
So I kept riding. They ride mountain bikes. I was on a road bike.
I asked Rich if he knows you. He said no. He said he's seen you at events, but you have your game face on, so he don't want to fuck with you. But he said he would talk to you. But he says whenever he sees you, you have your game face on, like you're like.
I've talked to him before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean we know each other.
Oh yeah. He said yeah, it's cool. But he just said like when he sees you at events, like you're. He said you don't fuck with guys when they have their game face on.
Yeah, I would say we definitely crossed paths at some serious moments for sure.
Hey, you should go on a bike ride with him and take some pictures for Instagram. That would really fucking shake shit up. Get the fucking people talking.
I would love to go on a bike ride with him. I'll go on a bike ride with him for sure. With anybody.
Reading the Bible across America. You guys could just be like on a
I want to go do some stuff with Josh Bridges. He invited me up to Colorado, do some crazy stuff.
Like bike riding or hunting?
No, neither. I don't think he doesn't ride bikes.
What would you do with Josh then?
I don't know. Some Navy SEAL stuff.
Oh, he's cool. You guys would get along good. I could see you guys getting along good.
Yeah.
Some great. He's littler than me.
I know. I mean, me and him are cool. I know him.
Josh?
Yeah.
What? Like you talked to him on Instagram once?
No, dude. Me and him are locked in, bro. You know what that means? Get with the times, bro.
Brandon Lecoq.
Dude, where at?
You have a place to stay in Colorado. I've got a full gym, hot tub, and cold plunge.
Dude, I want to come hunt some elk this year in Colorado, man. Tell me where. If he says Montrose, I'm there, dude.
Do you know who Scott Vandersloot is? Vandersloot? Do you know who that is?
No.
Oh, he's the film guy for Mayhem.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find his Instagram.
Dude, I want to go hunting out there. If there's anybody listening to this right now,
Scott Vandersloot, dude,
has a place for me to stay out there.
This is the guy. This guy, and I heard this guy's crazy fit too, crazy fit. This guy is the guy that whenever Rich goes somewhere, this guy films it so that Rich can make it a tax. Oh, fuck me. So that Rich can make it a tax write-off. Right. So if this guy films it, I got to hang with this dude at the games. Anyway, go with this. Look at. Go with this. Go with these guys.
Dang.
Just invite yourself.
Oh yeah, just invite myself, huh?
Dude, everyone wants to hang with you. You're so cool. You're so easy.
Oh my gosh. It would be dope though.
Would you ever get into fighting?
No, dude. Yeah, dude, look at that. That's amazing.
That's fucking gruesome.
I just want to kill an elk, dude, one time.
Why is this thing in a white bag if it's bloody? Why not put it in a red bag or a black bag?
I don't know. Go to the next picture. I want to see what he killed.
Listen, Eric, Cam Hanes would run laps around Hopper. Hopper would throw fucking Cam Hanes off the fucking mountaintop, tumbled down there like a little schoolgirl.
Dude, I know who. Dude, he commented on one of my pictures once.
What did you ask me to do? To do what? Go to the next picture?
Yeah, go to the next one.
I can't believe how big that thing is.
Killed a little cow.
How come Rich does the marks under the eyes and the other guys don't?
I don't know. I guess we're not Christian.
Oh, you think that cross is a Christian cross? Wow, I didn't even see that.
That's what Tim Tebow used to do back in the day.
Did he?
No, not Tim Tebow. Tua did that, I think. Wait, didn't he?
I don't know. I only know Tyson Bagent.
I think Tua does that. Oh, he does. Look, dude. He definitely does that for the Christian effect. You looking?
No, I was looking at this girl's boobs in this wedding picture.
But look at this. Look.
What? Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh shit. Okay. My wife just texted me and said I'm late and the car doesn't have gas, so I need to make extra time. All right. Thank you for doing this morning.
This was fun.
Who are you going to vote for president?
Nikki Haley.
Oh, God. Woman's place is in the fucking kitchen.
Dog, what do you mean, dude?
And making babies.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Nikki Haley is literally like Donald Trump's like right-hand person.
No, she sucks.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I can't stand her.
Tell me why.
Because when she talks about stuff, I like when Trump talks about stuff, like he like pins shit down. He'll be like, look, we're not going to allow trannies into the reading hours at the elementary school anymore. I'm like, okay, I like that. I'm cool.
But there's so many.
But she doesn't do that. She just like kind of like talks up in the ether. Like when they talk about climate change, she's not like Vivek Ramaswamy's like, hey, it's fucking bullshit. By the way, did you see Bill Gates is walking back climate change?
No.
Oh, we have so much to talk about. Okay, well, I like it that you like. Hey, you know what? I'm just like it that you had someone. I'm impressed you had someone.
I mean, she was the South Carolina governor a couple years ago.
She was?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, 12 daily
we-
doses. Trump pinned shit down. He pinned your mom down. So what? Grab a handful of pussy. Sorry, you're a man of God. I need you to calm down.
We went to high school with her daughter, so it's kind of like we have to vote for her.
Oh, I don't want to root for Jayson Hopper to win the CrossFit Games, but he came on my podcast. It kind of
got to now.
All right. I love you, dude. Thanks for coming on.
All right. Later.
You're the man. Thank you. Bye. Wow. All of a sudden, one of my favorite. What happened to him? He went from can't talk to will talk to does talk to fun to talk. He traversed the whole fucking talking thing. I have so much I want to talk to you guys about. Oh my goodness. But I have to go. Love you guys. Today at 4:00, the CrossFit Games update show. It will be Pedro from Ireland. It will be Taylor Self from the Self-Made Training Program. And of course, John Young from JY Barbell, the official CrossFit Games analyst for the Sevan Podcast, will be here. And I'll see you then, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Have a good day. Love you guys. Bye.